Hello viewers, in this video I cover class class C commutation. Class C commutation. So C for complement. C for complement. Class C commutation is also called as complement commutation. So this class C commutation is also called as a complement commutation. Now let us discuss the circuit. This is the circuit of the class C commutation, and this is DC voltage is connected, and these are the two resistors. This is RL and this is R, or you can take it as R1 or R2. So according to our convenience, we can take the names. And, this is a capacitor, only one capacitor. In the previous class A and class B commutation, L and C combination is there. L and C combination and behavior of this L and C combination is nothing but a tank circuit that is not available in the complementary commutation, which is also known as class C commutation. And class C commutation is also called as complementary commutation. Why it is called as a complementary commutation? Because complement, for example, one's complement is 0 and zero's complement is 1. One's complement is 0 and zero's complement is 1. Look at this one. This is thyristor T1 and thyristor T2. So one, for example, thyristor 1 is on. For example, this is I input. For example, thyristor T1 is on. Automatically T2 will off. If T1 is off, T2 on. T1 on, T2 off. T1 off, T2 on. Nothing but complement. This is just like a complementary model. So that classic commutation is called as a complementary commutation. Nothing but if thyristor 1 is in operating condition, another thyristor will be automatically turned off. That's why this commutation is called complementary commutation. Complementary commutation. Now let us discuss the operation of the chart, that is class C commutation. So this is resistor 1 and resistor 2 and capacitors are connected like this. Initially, if until until gate pulse is given to thyristor T1 and T2, it won't be turned on. It won't be turned on. So without that one, let us draw the circuit. You can understand better. This is DC supply and these are the resistors are connected and this is the capacitor, and until we give the gate supply, these thyristor T1 and T2 act as a open circuit because T1 and T2 will be forward blocking mode, so that it act as a open circuit. Now if thyristor T1 is turned on, this will be short circuited and this will be short circuited, and from the battery current passes like in there are two paths are available. One is this path and another one is from through resistor and capacitor, and then this is the path. This is one path to flow the current through the thyristor, and another path is from the resistor and capacitor charging path. So there are two paths are available to flow the current through the thyristor T1, which is turned on. So this is the uh, nothing but a, when we turn on the T1, that will be short circuited and current passes through this one in this direction through the resistor, and there is another path for the flow of current through this one, and the capacitor charges with this polarity. So capacitor charges is positive. Here it is positive and negative polarity. Positive and negative polarity. Once the capacitor is fully charged, so capacitor will be charged in this exponentially increasing manner 1 minus e power minus t by tau. This is a capacitor charging equation. In this way, capacitor will be charges. Now, after capacitor charged, nothing but if capacitor charged and if it reaches to the maximum position, this is the maximum position, nothing but capacitor will charge until supply voltage is equal to capacitor voltage. Until capacitor voltage is equal to supply voltage. Until capacitor voltage gets supply voltage, the capacitor will not allow any charge through it. Once the capacitor, for example, if you take your mobile battery, if you take your mobile charger, if it is getting, if the battery is charged 100%, it won't be charged. It won't be charged, nothing but there is no current flows through the supply to the your battery. In the similar manner, if the capacitor fully charged, then the circuit will be like this. Capacitor does not allow any current through it. This is the resistor. Only current flow is through this path. Only current flow is through this path. For example, current flows through in this path at the instant of triggering T1. This is I1, and the current through this in this path is nothing but IC. So total current at initially is nothing but I1 plus IC. But after capacitor charged, only current that is flows through the thyristor one is I1 only, because current to the capacitor IC is becomes zero when the supply voltage across the capacitor is reaches to the supply voltage. So uh, this is the case with the thyristor T1 on. Now the capacitor charged to this terminal positive and negative, fully charged. After fully charged capacitor, only this current flows through the capacitor, that is I1 flows. Now if we turn on T2 thyristor 2, what happens? If we turn on T2, this is the path, the T2 will be short circuited. Now look at this path. A capacitor is connected with this polarity. This is negative and this is positive. Negative and positive. And look at this one. This is the thyristor. This is previously thyristor is available short circuited. But look at this one. If it is short circuited, if thyristor T2 turned on, this will be short circuited, and this terminal, this positive terminal is connected to, this is the thyristor T1. Negative terminal is connected to positive of the supply of the nothing but this is I will draw the another diagram. This is thyristor T1, this is thyristor T1, this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal. So negative terminal is connected to anode and positive terminal connected to cathode. This is anode and cathode. So with this is nothing but supply voltage is equal to the capacitor voltage is nothing but supply voltage. So that reverse voltage is applied across the thyristor T1. Reverse voltage applied, so that the thyristor T1 will be in forward blocking state. That immediately if you turn on the thyristor T1, automatically capacitor negative reverse voltage applied across the thyristor T1. As we know all that, to turn off any SCR, we should apply the reverse voltage across the thyristor where you want to turn off the thyristor, if you want to turn off. So then automatically thyristor T1 will be turned off if you give the gate plus to the thyristor T2. Let us look at the operation of the thyristor T2. Now look at this one. So now if a thyristor T1 short circuited, current path will be in this direction. So he is shown in this direction, and capacitor is charged with these terminals with positive and negative. Now if you turn on thyristor, T2, what happens? Current flows in this path. Here is one path is available. Here is another path is available. Here also at starting, starting when T1 turn on, nothing but gate pulse is given. Two currents will be available. One is IC, another one is I2. This is the, let us take, this is I2 and this is IC. There are two currents available. After certain time, if the capacitor is fully charged, nothing but the voltage across the capacitor is equal to supply voltage. IC will be vanishes, only current is I2 is available. I2 available through the thyristor T2. So now let us look at the, if you turn on the T1, what will happen at this position? So now if you turn on, this is initially, if you turn on T1, automatically this is the path of flow of current, and after certain time capacitor will be fully charged. There is this path will be closed, only this path is available. At this, after this one, if you turn on T2 with this reverse supply, reverse voltage, T1 will be turned off, T2 will be turned on. Current flows through the T2 will be in this direction, IC and I2. After certain time, I2 will be, IC will be vanishes. Now, if we turn on, if we turn on T1, what will happen? Look at this one. This is positive, capacitor is positively charged. This is negative. This is positive and negative. Look at this one here. Thyristor will be like this. This is anode and this is cathode. Negative is connected to anode. So if it is turned on, positive is connected to cathode. Then thyristor T2 will be turned off with the negative voltage. Nothing but turn off, nothing but making thyristor from forward conduction state to forward blocking state. So which I achieve like this. So finally my conclusion is, so in this way this classic commutator circuit will work. And my conclusion is, once thyristor will be in conduction mode, one with thyristor will be in conduction mode, thyristor T2 will be turned off. Once thyristor T1 will be turned on, thyristor T2 will be, thyristor T1 will be turned off. So that we confirm that this is nothing but just like a complement. Complement. One is on, another one is off. Another one is off, and another one is on. Like that. One is. This is why this is called a complementary commutation. So you can, here we can use any one thyristor. This is a, for example, we can use this thyristor for your rectifier purpose, rectification purpose, or controlling purpose, or inversion purpose, inverting purpose, or chopper purpose, and cycloconverter purpose. Any purpose we can use this thyristor, and to turn off this thyristor, T2 will be used. So let us see the waveforms, how this will be changes. These are the waveforms of the circuit for class C commutation or complementary commutation. Let us look at the waveforms, how it will be taking place, how it is. So if this is supply voltage, this is R1 and this is R2, this is capacitor C, and if thyristor T1 will be turned on, what will happen? Thyristor T1 will be turned on. Look at this one, gate pulse is given at this position, first diagram, Ig1. Ig2 is the gate current to thyristor T2. Vt1 nothing but voltage across the thyristor. It1 is nothing but current through the thyristor. And Vs, this is nothing but Vs into I, nothing but Vs by R1, nothing but Vs by R1, nothing but current through this one. Nothing but Vs by R2 is nothing but current through the capacitor. So Vs by into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, which means total current, total supply current, that is. Total supply current. So now this is Vt, voltage across the thyristor T2, and current across the thyristor T2, and this is voltage across the capacitor, and this is current through the capacitor. So let us discuss individually one by one. Understand, we can understand easily. So if you give the gate pulse to the thyristor T1, nothing but gate pulse is nothing but short duration of time. These are the pulses. You can call these are pulses. This short duration of pulse is applied to the thyristor T1. It will be short circuited. It will be treated as short circuited. So voltage across the thyristor will be short circuited. So up to this duration only I'm discussing. Look at this one. Up to here only I'm discussing. Up to this point only I'm discussing. So now voltage across the thyristor T1 is 0 when gate pulse is given to the thyristor T1. So now this is IT1 is nothing but current through the thyristor T1. Current through the thyristor T1 I already discussed. One is I1, another one is I2. I2 is nothing but current through the capacitor. So one is in this path and one is in this path. Two currents will flows in this direction. So look at this one. First, this is a IT nothing but total current. Two currents are available. One is I1, that is 2 through R1. Next one IC. IC is nothing but current through the capacitor. Current through the capacitor is nothing but current through the capacitor will be increases in this manner, and gradually that current will be constant. That current will be constant. Nothing but up to 67% or up to 68%, current fastly increases, and after 60% it will charges slowly. After 60% it charges very slowly. So that's why look at this one. Current through the thyristor initially more. Carefully listen, and here current through the capacitor is initially more, and current through the capacitor slowly decreases, so that total current in the thyristor T1 also decreases, but this is constant up to after certain point, because only I1 is available, and IC will be reaches to 0 when V supply voltage across the capacitor is equal to supply voltage. So starting current will be more because capacitor current is added. Capacitor current is added, so that current will be more. After that after certain duration, capacitor will be, after this duration capacitor will be fully charged. Next, look at this one. This is V2, voltage across the thyristor. Voltage across the thyristor gradually build ups, increases. Nothing but look at this one. Here positive and here negative. Here positive and negative. Nothing but look at this one. This positive is connected to here. This negative is nothing but a short circuit. This negative connected to at this bottom, so that this voltage is nothing but voltage across the capacitor is nothing but voltage across the thyristor T2. Thyristor T2. So voltage across the thyristor will be build ups gradually. This is voltage across the capacitor, nothing but build ups gradually up to certain voltage. So voltage across the T2, voltage across the T2 will be increases, which is similar to the voltage across the capacitor. Look at this one. Voltage across the thyristor will be charges similar to the voltage across the capacitor. Now, so this is this is completed. Next, current to the thyristor T2, which is zero because it is not turned on. No gate pulse is given, so that voltage across the thyristor will be 0. Now let us discuss finally current through the capacitor. Current through the capacitor. Current through the capacitor is starting current will be more and gradually decreases. Gradually decreases. So that's why this is exponential increasing manner. E power minus t by tau, which is exponentially decreasing in manner, and 1 minus e power minus t by tau is nothing but exponentially increasing manner. So this is exponential decreasing manner. Starting current will be charging, current will of the capacitor is more. After that, current will be decreases. So if you know very basics of the capacitor, how it will be charges, discharges, you can understand voltage across the capacitor will be built up in this direction, and current through the capacitor will be decreases in this direction. So this is 1 minus e power minus t by tau. This is voltage across the capacitor vc, and this is ic. Current to the capacitor is nothing but e power minus t by tau. Is exponential. This is exponential increasing manner. Voltage current is exponentially decreasing manner. So now all the points will be completed, covered up to t1 duration, up to t1, up to this point, all the waveforms will be covered. Nothing but current through the current, voltage across the thyristor, current through the thyristor, supply current, nothing but thyristor current, voltage across the thyristor, current through the thyristor t2, and the voltage across the capacitor and current across the capacitor. Up to t1 all the cover, all the topic, all the behavior of the all the elements is covered. Now let us look at after t1. After t1 is nothing but if the gate pulse is given to the thyristor t2. Thyristor t2, what will happen if the thyristor t2 gate pulse is given to the thyristor? It will be short circuited, and because of the this is positive and negative, because of this reverse supply, t2 will be open circuited only, so that the current passes through in this direction. This is nothing but a ic capacitor current, and another path i2 will be flows. Total current will be ic plus i2, ic plus i2. Capacitor current vanishes after certain duration. Now let us look at the waveforms. So T1, voltage across the T1. So look at this one. If this capacitor is charged in this direction, positive and negative, capacitor is charged with positive and negative terminals. This negative is connected to anode, and positive is, this is short circuited because gate pulse is given. So this total, this point is connected to here. Nothing but this positive is connected to here. Nothing but positive is connected to cathode of the thyristor T1. So that this will be turned off, and voltage across this one is this capacitor voltage. Capacitor voltage is nothing but reverse voltage. Reverse voltage is available across the thyristor T1. So look at this one. Across the voltage across the thyristor is reverse voltage minus Vs. Wait a minute. So you can see the reverse voltage here. Reverse voltage here, negative part, and this reverse voltage gradually decreases to zero. This reverse voltage is decreases to zero because current will be, the current flows in this direction. Current flows in this direction. Nothing but capacitor will be discharges. Capacitor will be discharges. Capacitor will be discharges, and after discharging that capacitor to the total value, again it will be charges from positive and a negative terminal, because current is coming in this direction now. So that the capacitor again charges, capacitor discharges, capacitor voltage discharges, again it will be charges in this direction, positive and negative, positive and negative. The capacitor behavior is completed now. So negative voltage applied across the voltage, there is a T1, and again total voltage decreases. Nothing but capacitor current will be discharges. Again capacitor will be charges in the positive direction. Nothing but in this direction here is positive and negative, because this positive is connected to anode and negative is connected to cathode, so that positive voltage is available after certain duration. That is nothing but T1 to T2. Now then, so after certain time duration, voltage across the capacitor will be constant if it is fully charged. This is all about the capacitor behavior. Now current through the thyristor T1. Current through the thyristor T1. Look at this one. Immediate gate pulse is given to the thyristor T2. It T1 will be turned off. So that if the T1 will be turned off, what will happen? No current through the thyristor T1, no current, because this is a zero axis, so that no current passes through the thyristor T1 up to this point. Now voltage across the thyristor T2. Voltage across the thyristor T2. Let us look at the voltage across the thyristor T2. So voltage across the thyristor T2 is zero because T2 is on, nothing but short circuited, so that voltage across the T2 is off, 0. Now current through the thyristor T1. So initially two currents will be available, that is nothing but IC and I2. IC current gradually decreases, exponentially decreases. So exponential decreases after IC current becomes 0. Only current available through the thyristor T2 is I2 only, nothing but current in this direction only. In this direction only I2 current is available if capacitor is fully charged in plus or minus direction. Capacitor is fully charged, so that only thyristor T2 current is I2 current is available. So now what, let us look at the capacitor voltage across the capacitor. Voltage across the capacitor, look at this one. Initially this positive negative voltage is available. This positive voltage is positive and negative voltage is available. After that one, if thyristor T1 is turned on, voltage will be decreases. Voltage will be decreases to 0. Again voltage will be reverses. Here becomes positive and this becomes negative. So with respect to T1 it is negative, with respect to T1 it is negative, so that in the negative direction voltage is decreasing with respect to T2. So up to this point. So at this location, what is the capacitor current? Immediately uh, triggering pulse, gate pulse is given to the thyristor T2. Capacitor current decreases, capacitor current decreases. So these are the different waveforms with respect to different types of currents and voltages. So same thing will be repeats again. Same thing will be repeats after uh, this is turn on of HCR and this is turn on of T1 and this is turn on of T2. Again, you can automatically T1 will be turned on. After that one T2 will be turned on. This will be complement manner. This is 1 0 1 0 manner. So after T3 same thing will be repeats. So after T3 same thing will be repeats, because same thing like that, the capacitor voltage current decreases, second current decreases, capacitor voltage across the thyristor T2 increases, voltage across the capacitor increases, like that same thing will be repeats after T3. This is nothing but a total complete version of the class C commutation. So it's called C commutation, also called as complementary